I made some new stuff today.
Welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I'm your host, Big Easy, joined by my new co-host, LeMasters. Sean's out, LeMasters is in. Sean couldn't make it again tonight, scheduling conflicts. He will be at Farm to Bottle. I can guarantee you that with a 8% guarantee on that. So, we appreciate y'all coming. We appreciate y'all we my bad, I got people messaging me for stuff. We but yeah, we're here for a good time, man. We're got our boy old Dan Gray. Welcome to the show. From Farm to Bottle. Really looking forward to that this year, man. So whoever messaged me, you saved Sean because I was busting him pretty hard. So you, Sean, send a Bad Santa a thank you message because now I'm off that topic. But anyways, my man, Mr. Gray, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I believe I saw you here a year ago about this time.
Yeah, well, it had been a little over a year. Last weekend was, or 2 weekends ago was a year ago the festival, so it was a little bit before that, but a little bit more than a year. But I think we was on in early August last year. It was only a couple weeks before the event. So
yeah, I'm not mad that you moved it from August to September.
Yeah,
hopefully
no doubt.
the weather's a little bit cooler, especially with camping and all that. So really looking forward to that. I'm camping on grounds this year.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving. It makes it simpler for me. I got a lot going on grounds this year, so
cool.
might as well stay close.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good thing to stay. I mean, I would encourage anybody out there. I mean, the camping's not like super cheap, but it's not ridiculous either. It's like $50 a night. So if you come stay Friday and Saturday night, it's gonna cost you $100. So that's not terrible. It's less than the cost of a hotel room for one night.
Yeah.
So
The convenience and let's be for real, man. You got all these people coming in from all over the country for this year.
Yep.
Like let's be for real, man. How big has it grown from last year to this year? Like it is, in my eyes, it's at least 10 times bigger than it was last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely grew the entertainment, grew the amount of people from the moonshine community that's coming, added some contests and stuff. And probably the biggest thing that helped me through all of it, last year after it was over with, keeping in contact with everybody and, just picking up some ideas here and there of things we could do. But secondly, when we was, by the time Saturday rolled around last year and the chaos had started to settle down a little bit, and we actually figured out what we was doing at this first year event we was having. Once that all settled down, I started getting some buy-in from a few different people who wanted to help, because it was pretty much me up until like a couple of days before the event. I don't want to take anything away from Brittany. She did all the stuff with the vendors last year prior to it. I didn't have to really fool with any of that. She took care of all that, but everything else about that festival was all inside it here, and I had to get it into other people's brains with a one day. Thursday is the only day we had, and I did the best we could. But this year we started out and started having meetings with a committee a couple of months after the festival last year. So we got like 10, 15 people on this committee this year versus one person on the committee. So that makes a huge difference in what we can do. Got more funding this year from the places that helped us out last year, so the entertainment could be a little bit bigger. And as this went along, we've added some new ideas, like that one contest. How we took that contest from being nothing to 4 hours later as a $850 purse.
It's wild how things grow in this group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it starts out small. Like last year, I'd say there was a solid 15, 20 shiners that showed up for it, and as soon as it was over, that's all we talked about. Oh man, we had such a good time. We got to be us. We got to have a great time. And without any issues. Like there's never issues with us,
right?
We got to have a good time. We got to meet new people. We got to expand our community, grow our community with new folks who had no idea what moonshine was, who've never tried moonshine before, who didn't know how to make it one bit, or realize how simple it was. So I think it really grew. it really grew from just an idea in your head to now you've got all these fellers just talking about how great it was, how great of a time it was. Because I tell you, when we go to a lot of festivals, they want to quell who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to have a moonshine festival, but they want to not let you celebrate moonshine. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to some where it's just non-existent.
Right.
And
Like
we
words for
want
that.
to. You're damn right.
The second word is that.
We uh we want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk. We want to be open. We want to share ideas, and like we want tastings set up to where we can go try. I've been to festivals where they don't have any alcohol tastings, and it's
Right.
like, okay, well, I came to a moonshine festival. Where's the liquor?
Yeah.
I probably got a jar in my pocket, maybe. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to try all these distilleries, and I want to try what this guy made. Like last year, I got to meet Fred from Erie,
Absolutely.
and
Great.
but he makes some great product. And you know what I'm saying? I got to try his goat's vodka, and I got to try his botulism rum and all this stuff. And and that's what I want. So, if it's as great as if the tasting area is as great as it was last year, which I imagine it's going to be even better, well, then everybody's really in store for a wonderful, fantastic time.
Yeah,
So
a lot of new faces that'll be in that tasting area this year too that we didn't have before, and at least a couple notable ones that I could tell you is going to be Watershed out of Columbus is coming. And we
nice.
also picked up Leather and Oak, and I'll tell you what, man, that dude makes some really, really good, solid stuff. I can't brag on that enough. He's only got two products. He's got a bourbon that's 6 years, 8 months, and he's got a limoncello that's slightly aged. And I'll tell you what, that stuff is amazing. Both of those are just amazing products that guy has. So having some new places there is good. We kept most of the places that was there last year. About the only one that won't be back that I know for sure is Jeff the Creed. But when I changed the date, it interfered with their Bourbon and Beyond down there in Louisville, and I ain't gonna be able to compete with that. So.
Is the bourbon mix guy going to be back with the mixing machine? Is he coming back?
I know they are. So doing the Brain Brew custom whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
I imagine old Christopher Lewis from Pabst Hilltop. He's going to be there again.
Yeah.
Do you have more farmers this year? Because I know last year you had Vaughn from Schoolhouse. Do you have more farmers coming?
I've got a couple others so far, and that's really what I was trying to hit home with. It's like they're the hardest ones to actually crack in and get them involved in it. I mean, Vaughn does specialty grains that everybody in the moonshine and beer wine community, they're going to use that stuff. So he's already in that niche, but getting some of these other ones, even that are just like local fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, it's tough to do. And kind of why I started that other festival in Hillsborough this year, just to try and see if I could kind of push home the locally grown and mostly Ohio. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is stuff that's made in Ohio as much as we can. Nothing against any of the rest of them, and we're not going to turn anybody away, but Ohio products from Ohio growers and making it into something that's consumable and Ohio consumers can have it. I think that's just kind of the route that I'm headed with this festival, is to be as much Ohio as we can, because there's tons of great stuff in Ohio, great places to get drinks and whatnot. So, that's kind of my message this year. And I think we're starting to get the interest of some farmers and stuff. I just don't think they knew how they would actually tie into it. Most people see it as, they're out there doing this semi-illegal moonshine festival. And it wasn't anything about that,
No.
wasn't nothing like that. So this year I got even more buy-in. I mean, the community I'm in up here in Wilmington, they've been really good. I mean, they were skeptical when we started Rock the Block several years ago, and they were skeptical kind of this one a little bit, but they've always, give you the opportunity, and they take down all the barriers, and they're like, here, show us what you can do. And if you can pull it off and make it work, and there's no big issues, then, we'll continue to support it. And that's kind of how it was last year. We had no issues whatsoever.
Can we make some money? Like, can you make us some money? Like, let's be for real. You make us some money without problems,
Yep,
like.
absolutely. So,
And
you know, the hotel, I know one of the hotels is sold out for that weekend. Now, we're not the only show in town that weekend, but
yeah,
they got like a class reunion going on, some other stuff, but the hand's already sold out.
a lot of
So
shiners are staying at the campgrounds, just to
the campgrounds is the place to be at, if you ask
make
me.
it convenient. So, yeah, you had a good time there last year. I told that story. That was a good time. We all had a good time last year.
Yeah,
So
there's some people looking forward to the two contests too. The one that takes place in the campgrounds, and then that jar shaking contest.
I'm just looking forward to seeing Silcott in a dress. I don't give a shit about nothing else. I just want to see Silcott in a dress. I will say
Welcome back to therapy.
I am really intrigued into your speaker lineup, to all the different shiners, and just different people from walks of the levels of where it comes from. I love hearing those people speak. I know you're going to have Moonshiner Amanda talking. You're going to have, I believe, old JJ Joe Jackson. I believe he's going to speak. He's also hosting the Hillbilly Games, right?
Yep, the Hillbilly Olympics. He's going to do that.
Okay.
Then Doug Taylor, I think, is going to be speaking. Fred from Lake Erie is.
Nice.
Mr. Bad Santa, he's going to be doing that too. He's going to do some speaking. And if there's anybody else out there that has something that they're passionate about or want to talk about, by all means, hit me up and we'll make a spot for you. We'll probably do that earlier in the day on Saturday. Kind of make it the classes and stuff will be more of a morning to midday kind of thing, and try and wrap it up by noon or 1. So,
yeah, eat lunch and get your party on and have a good time listening to music. So,
yep.
I know I'll be speaking on. I'm going to talk about home distillation, on getting started, what it takes to get started.
Right.
The faults and the funds and the ups and downs, and then also on site. Old Dan's got it to where I get to run a 20-gallon copper pot, prohibition style pace, where it's going to be running water. If you want to try it to see, make sure it's water. It'll be water. Get you a little horn of that distilled water. But so yeah, I'm going to be on site running running a still on site, water dripping into a jar. Man, it's going to be super awesome. So I'm really stoked for that. I'm really stoked for that. I get to run a still out in the open for the first time. Like I'm super stoked.
Right.
Sean's supposed to come bring a showpiece. We'll see. I'm sure he's going to show up on like Sunday evening or something like that
for 10 minutes
when nobody's there. Like, I was there. There's a picture of me outside the gate.
Yeah, we got a lot of master distillers coming this year. That's going to be good. We got some from the show too, and some. I'm sure most of them was probably on master distillers at some point. But Donnie and Teresa's coming, and then Donnie and Teresa from Beattyville, they're also bringing some artifacts from their moonshine museum that they got. And then Jim Parker and Mama Moonshine, they're going to be here. Tater's coming. So I mean, we got a lot of people interested. So
and then get into your big internet guys that are going to be there. From Phil Billy going to be there. I'm going to be there. You got your Uncle Drunkle coming in.
Big Beard,
Big Beard, Stillwell.
Yeah.
Have you reached out to Alan Bishop? We just had old Gordon Shiner ask that question about.
Do not know Alan Bishop. Haven't even heard that name yet.
Oh man, you got to. We'll send you Alan Bishop's way. He's definitely one of the most knowledgeable.
He needs to be a
guys.
speaker.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You have to give him like 3 hours to talk though. Because that whole place will be full. We'll all be sitting over there
taking
notes and notes. Like, yeah, you're right. Hey, shut up. Nobody asks questions. We just want to hear what he wants to speak about. Alan's good too.
One of the things I would encourage people to do, and I'll use Silcott for example. He sells still parts. He usually has some grains. He has some other stuff. Of course, Vaughn's going to be there, and Vaughn's going to bring some stuff. But anybody that's got anything that's associated to distilling or beer making, wine making, whatever they want to bring that other people are going to be interested in buying and whatever, if you're part of the moonshine group or community, you'll have a spot inside that building. Well, even if we just got to get you a little table, but if you want to sell some stuff like that, we're not charging anybody that's doing moonshine related stuff any money. If they're in the building, being part of if they're adding something to the show, if they're just coming to make money and they ain't adding nothing to it, well, then they got to pay.
You got to pay. That's right. Hey, you know, me and Phil, we're going to have a table with a bunch of stuff on there. Me and Sean will have a still talking table. I'm going to have that tent outside running the still. And then everything you see is for sale except for my still. It's non-negotiable.
Real quick.
Don't let him lie.
I made this stuff by mistake.
What was you drinking on there, Dan?
Well, I think I made Fireball.
I tell you, it's easy to do.
I'd never post flavored anything. I've only ran 3 runs in my life. One was a pineapple rum, and the other 2 were corn mash. But this was from a bunch of corn mash, and I took a jar of the 130.
You doing, Uncle?
I took a jar of the 130, and I didn't put no apple juice in it or anything. I just stuck like 2 cinnamon sticks in it and some clove and a few other things, and left it set for about a week. And now all of a sudden, I put some little bit of apple juice in here and decided I was gonna dilute it down a little bit and make something out of it, and I'll be damned, that stuff's really good. Tastes just like Fireball.
Nice.
I'll be damned.
All right, now, hold on. We got to circle back now, because when I had you on the show this time last year, you'd never run a still in your life. Like you was intrigued about making liquor. So now we're in my ballpark. I'm feeling a little kind of way now. Like, yes. This is what still talking's all about. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, so you meet up with all these shiners. What kind of still did you get?
I built a 12-gallon still. Silcott made me a deal last year. If I would come down and make the still, he would supply the parts for it. So I had to come down there and actually put it together. And
that's April. The one me and Sean was supposed to show up to, and somebody backed out.
I did the build and stuff on the still, and then he gave me a worm to go with it. Now I had him make me a thumper here recently, and I used that. My first actual solo run on my own still was the pineapple stuff I ran through it here about 2 weeks ago. But I've got 2 more mashes in right now that'll be done by one of them probably this coming weekend and one of them mid next week. The one I did today was Honey Crisp Apple and Bloody Butcher Corn. Ooh. And I got that one mashed in today and getting ready to actually throw the yeast to it here when we're done with this show. And then a couple of days ago, I put one in that was 2/3 Argentina orange.
Oh, I love that orange.
1/3 Oaxacan green.
Nice.
So we're gonna see how that turns out.
That earthy and that sweet, man. It's gonna be a
that's
a nice combo, man.
That'll be nice and mellow.
Yeah, well. Well, good, man. I'm glad, man. I'm glad you got the bug. You got to see it drip out of the end for the first time. I know you're hooked. Like, I got this going. I got that going. I want to try this. Like, good, man. That's awesome, man. I said last year you were intrigued. Like, I've never done it. I want to know. And so I imagine being around all these people and talking to all these fellers and seeing everybody else get started. Like, we got the guys from American Whiskey got started last year. Shortly after this time, it was around this time I had them over at my place. Like, hey, y'all check this out. And,
that was a good time.
Fun. It's been fun, and I can see myself probably having a mash every week coming out of that still, because I'm one of those people that's like, if I make something that's good, that's fine, great, done with that. Now I got to try something different.
You got to try something new. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and honestly, I've had a lot of input from a lot of people that know a lot of shit, so I probably kind of had a little bit of advantage over most.
Well,
I mean, Amanda has helped me a bunch with different stuff. She kind of been my moonshiner on speed dial that I could call if I had a question or something. Some of the other guys that that we all know, Silcott if I need to ask him something, or you guys, whoever, Doug Taylor. I've got a ton of people that I can ask questions and stuff. And that's made it kind of easy for me getting started versus somebody that had no idea what the hell they was doing.
Well, I tell you, you see it all over the place. Like, you're starting nowadays. Like, I don't want to say there's a crutch, but there is information at your fingertips. So much of it, it's insane. Over the past couple years, it's just I think the guys who are willing just to put themselves out there and answer questions has made it to where it's made it to where people aren't afraid to reach out anymore. They see the interactions you have with these newer fellers, and they're like, man, well, if that's how they're treating these guys, or a lot of these guys talk like, man, when I first started, I talked to Big Easy, and that dude took me under his wing and answered any question I ever had 24/7. And, good feedback really helps grow this community. And that's what it's all about,
And that's what I like about Farm to Bottle. I mean, we're all coming together face to face. Yeah, last year I met people, I only knew names. I was sitting there talking to people, and I'm like, what's your name again? It's like, oh, shit, I know you.
I've talked to you 100 times.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a funny story about how Farm to Bottle came to be. Came up with that name because I looked at a dozen different things that I could use as a name. And originally it wasn't even supposed to be a moonshine festival. It was supposed to be a bourbon and beer and barbecue festival. There's every 5 miles from my house, man. You can find one every week of somebody doing a beer, bourbon, and barbecue thing. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And so got to thinking a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'd seen a farm to table thing one day, and I was like, you know what? Basically, all this shit that we drink comes from a farm, and it ends up in a bottle. Yeah. So Farm to Bottle came about. Not having any idea. I'd never made a lick of anything in my life, not a beer, not a wine, not anything. But I made up an advertisement, and I advertised everything from the Mississippi over to the ocean and from Michigan down to Florida. And I threw out an advertisement in early March that year, used a few keywords like moonshine and distilleries and bourbon and stuff like that, and started getting all kinds of people on there. Honestly, John Bentz came along and was like, hey, would you like somebody that was a master distiller on the Master Distiller Show come to the Farm to Bottle Festival? I was like, what the hell is that? And he's like, oh, it's, a sub thing off of the moonshine. I was like, okay, well, I know the moonshiners because I've done booking for years. And I used to do booking for Bill Canny and Josh Owens when they first started, like in season 1 and 2. I would book them to do some public appearances. They did a couple here in Ohio, I think, way back when, or maybe over in northern Kentucky. But so that's got to talking about that. And Vince is like, well, do you want some more people? He says, I'll tell some people. And before you know it, man, I had like 7 or 8 master distiller people like within a week.
That's all it takes, man.
The moonshine community is all about it. I couldn't even get people from these bourbon companies and wineries, breweries and stuff to even answer my emails or phone calls or nothing. And the moonshine people was all over it. So, it's all encompassing event that encompasses all things from distilling to brewing and whatever else, winemaking. But, moonshine is definitely the lead dog and probably always will be at this festival, just simply because that's who took the most interest in it at the beginning. So
I tell you, man, you give us all an opportunity to be us. You know what I'm saying? And that's
absolutely
that's what we're grateful for. You know what I'm saying? You allow us to be us, as opposed to some other places don't let us be us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're checking coolers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to quell your good time. Like, look, man, I'm not selling shit. I'm just having a good time. Let me have my good time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making no money. But so, I think that's what we really appreciate about it. And that's one of the things that is the biggest draw for us is we get to come together as a family, a big giant fucking 40 person family. And, we get to talk, we get to exchange. I get to be like, hey man, try this. What do you think of that? Oh, that sucks. All right, I'm going to change it. Or be like, oh, that's really good. I'm going to keep it like that. Like it's a way for us all to get together. And, for us Ohio guys, like, let's be for real, man. We travel 40 Ohio shiners deep to these festivals. So you give us one here in Ohio, we're definitely going to show up and show out. And like, I know just from my buddies coming in, North Carolina, West Virginia, Eastern Tennessee, Western Tennessee. Like, I know Phil's got a buddy coming up from down by Miami, Florida, down by the Keys. He's driving up. So, we're bringing them in from all over the country, man. So we really appreciate you, Dan.
Well, that's great. And honestly, what I want to see inside the even inside the tasting room, kind of like Phil, Billy, and you had set up last year. You know, it should look like somebody walked into a distillery in there, as far as I'm concerned. And even if you want to make it look country and have some stones and rocks and shit.
Hey, you know, during
those are heavy.
My boy Judd, how you doing, Squatch? Hey, old Judd, I know you're gonna be there. I ain't seen Judd in forever, man. I hope Judd makes it. Old Squatch. Look forward to seeing you. Dude, I hope when you walk in, everybody just brings things that they've built, things that they're proud of. You know, there's liquor to try, there's stills to look at, like, and like I just hope it's it's better than it was last year. Last year was pretty great though.
You know, I think it's going to be better this year. And like I said, we got more people from the moonshine community. We got more people from the winemaking and beer too. Some really nice guys from Burnout Winery up there in Inglewood are going to be there this year. And they came down to my other festival and they had a great time. It was just them and Paps there. That was the only two actual that showed up. Everything else, we self-represented for like Northern.
Where'd you say they're out of?
Inglewood.
That's where I'm at.
That's where you're at. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's Burnout Winery, but they got some really good stuff, man. I like it. I'm not a big wine person, but I thought their wine was pretty tasty. I don't like dry wine. I guess people that are wine connoisseurs tend to like dry wine eventually. I think the stuff.
Give me some clear liquor. I'll drink some sweet wine, but give me some clear liquor.
If it's wine, make it sweet.
That's right. If it's wine, distill it into brandy. You'll be glad you did.
So when it comes to the clear liquor stuff, when my boss kind of got me into drinking bourbon a couple of years ago, just straight, and that's pretty much how I drink everything now. It's pretty much straight. But he got me into drinking that because before that, the only thing I ever drank was bean with Coke in it. That's the only bourbon I ever had. Moonshine was usually some bullshit stuff somebody made out of Everclear and boiled some water and some other stuff on the stove.
No.
Well, it's the farthest thing from moonshine as you can get. But anyway, I take that back. Bill Hockett used to bring it to me at work where me and him worked together about 15 years ago. And he would bring me some actual moonshine, but that was the only actual moonshine I ever had was some stuff he had early on in his distilling days. So
nice. The only real moonshine I ever had, I was 15, and Phil Billy come up from North Carolina. He had these little old bottles, like they was just the little smallest bottles,
right?
And he's like, "Hey, you want to try some moonshine?" I'm like, "Bro, dude, I drink antifreeze out of a radiator if it'd get me drunk when I was 15." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I do." And he let me try it, and I'm just like it was heat, but it was smooth. At least I thought it was smooth. It was.
Well, your first experience was better than mine.
Yeah, and so I tried some more of it, and so I put that little bottle in my pocket, and I'm like, "You got any more?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a few more over there." I grabbed a couple more. Like, "Oh, don't take my shit." Like, "Nah, bro, these is me." And took it to my buddies, and we got blasted, and I chased it forever. Like, and moonshine went away. Nobody made moonshine. Nobody talked about moonshine. It was all it was marijuana and pills growing up. There wasn't no moonshine
right.
where I was from. And so we got older, and it's like, let's learn how to make alcohol. Started making wine, try to make beer. Hate making beer, and then that's what led to making liquor on a little beverage still. So like that was my first experience. It was awesome. I was 15. I was underage. We do not promote underage drinking around here, but it was fucking sweet.
I'll tell you what, one other thing that we're going to be doing, Jason Davis, he's going to be doing a display there that just kind of has some historical stuff about moonshine and distilling and kind of, I think we may end up having Paps, if Chris will let us use it, the still that he had of popcorn stuff and some of the jars and whatever we can put together. But we're going to have like a little history of moonshining display that just kind of runs on loop in there inside of a little tent or a little booth or whatever. So if somebody wants to go in and sit down and learn about it, that's fine. Also, if anybody's got anything they want to add to that, that would be great. If you got anything you can bring to add to the display, get with Jason Davis. He's the one setting it up. Most of you guys know him, so that would be great.
I tell you, man, it sounds like there's going to be a lot to learn over the
Absolutely.
weekend, and that's what I tell you. That's what I'm really looking forward to, man. Like, just to be able to go there and learn. You know what I'm saying? Talk to these people,
Yeah.
learn.
Yep.
And like you see some of these people at festivals, like we're at the Hillbilly Jam, we're down in Beattyville. You see these people, and it's so busy, you don't get time to sit and talk to these people. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
whereas this is like, dude, this is like hanging out with your boys, and so it's a lot more able to just relax and speak and just learn. So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we wanted it to all be about, and it's definitely going there. Matt, you gonna say something?
Oh no, you go right ahead.
Oh,
JJ, I'll be your still hand, bro. Let's do a brandy. But we using bread yeast though.
Oh, I'm not getting in the middle of a yeast conflict with you two.
I bow to JJ, man. That dude's the yeast. That dude's the yeast god, man. Like,
Yep.
I'm just like, put some bread yeast in it, and he's like, oh, you got this, Kivik, extra power, super califragus, and you put this over here with that, and then you make this mega. And I'm just like, bro,
you start talking yeast with him, he starts talking French because I don't understand a damn word he said.
It's staff.
It's saf. That's
Hey, JJ, if we use bread yeast and we ferment it on Thursday, it'll be done by Saturday afternoon. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We had the yeast war last year at Farm to Bottle when it came down to corn liquor, and bread yeast won. I'm down with that. Wait till you taste this apple.
That
JJ.
was really good what Phil Billy did with that. That was neat.
It was a good thing, man.
Even just being able to sample the different yeast, there was definitely a difference. It was an eye-opener. I'd used both before, but trying them side by side, it was neat. I
tell you, one of the things I enjoyed last year was trying these legal distillery guys, because they all have TTB rules. They're only allowed to use certain type of flavorings in their alcohol. Trying what they are able to create with their, being handcuffed, like their hands are so tied, and then like tasting what they're able to create as opposed to what like we're creating, where there's no rules, there's no laws. Like, you want to stick that in there, stick it in there. Like, it don't taste right, add more of it. You do what you want. And so, like, there are things that I tried that some distillery guys actually tasted better. Like it was lighter and cleaner because they're not able to use as much, as many certain things. So, it's I'm like I said, man, it quickly has become my favorite event of the year. So, and then I get to run a still on site, man. like I said, it's like Christmas for me, man. I'm like, well, I get to run a still. I'm like, if I had 110 gallon, we might roll that thing in there, but it's too much work. We're pasting a 20. So
I'll tell you what, man, the city of Wilmington, like I said before, they've been very, very helpful and, kind of opening doors of stuff and taking down hurdles. And, they're one of their things was, well, you're not going to be making moonshine out there. No, we won't do that. But they don't have no problem with us running a still. And, we got the liquor license, so we can do the tastings and stuff like that. There's a few things we got to be pretty strict on this year, maybe even a little more than last year, on where people can carry liquor around to.
I'd imagine.
Because where the liquor anything that's contained inside of the liquor license area, we can't have people carrying around jars of moonshine. But whatever people bring with personal stuff for them, it's in the campgrounds, really doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit what's going on in the campground as long as nobody's out there fighing or getting hurt. So nobody's going to care. There's nothing out there to care about. It's just some people having a good time. And
the only people getting hurt would be the one that falls over himself because he had too many at the testing. He wound up in old Keith's fucking in his camper. He had too many in there, and he come out there. He wound up back over here and had way too many. Yeah, see, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's where I got that bottle from, right there.
It's how it goes sometimes. But you have a good time. You slow it down, get yourself something to eat. People are cooking; they're going to offer you food. You know what I'm saying? Like you can eat here. You go over there and eat 5 minutes later because you don't want to look fat in front of all these folks. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good. And then you talk about it later.
I didn't buy nothing the whole weekend I was there, and breakfast. I got breakfast like 5 times on Saturday and Sunday morning.
It's such a blast. We're looking forward to it, man.
This year is the year to take some more notes and whatever, and next year we'll have it well refined and even bigger and better. And hopefully, I'd like to catch the attention of a few places just to get the word out there. I don't really care if it's ever on the Moonshiner show per se or whatever, but if we can get some of those people talking about it too, I want it to be more than just Ohio people that come there. I want people from afar to be like, hey, that would be a really cool place to go. And we want to leave our state and go to that state because we like that festival that's going on. That's what I want it to be.
Well, you're going that direction.
Like I said, man, I know of 5 different people coming from down south, North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida. So, it's growing, and we got people. We definitely got more people coming in from out of state this year than we did last year. So,
well, and I got a lot more support financially this year, so I was able to do more with the bands. I'll probably get even more than that next year. But we're really gonna, kind of try and capitalize on that. If I break even this year, I'll be happy. Lost a little bit last year, about $4,000. It wasn't terrible, but we lost about $4,000 on it. But all in all, for a first year event, it went over great last year once we got all the cylinders firing together, and it went well. This year we got a lot more funding, bigger entertainment, a lot more people coming of notoriety, be it from the show or just people notable in the Moonshine community, and some different faces. We got some beer people there, actually, a couple beer places this year bringing beer and stuff, and I got some ciders and just some new different stuff that we didn't have last year. And like I said, pretty much everything we got from last year minus a couple of the whiskey places. But Voodoo Vodka, they'll be back. Those guys are great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Lots of places coming, so it'll be a good time.
That it will be. Saying campground on the fairgrounds, shower houses. What more can you ask for? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna find out if Domino's delivers to the campgrounds at 2 a.m. We're gonna see.
Right across the street, so
we're gonna see.
Right
like
there to that campground.
I'll be passed out by 2. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, shit. you'll be snoring. I'll be like, shut up, man. We're trying to eat pizza out here. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do a rundown for everybody day by day on what's going to be going on, and I'll try and get all this out on some digital flyers on Facebook and stuff too.
Yeah. So y'all can find Farm to Bottle on all social medias. I find that the Facebook page is the best place to keep up with what's going on.
It is. That's where I put most of the stuff, just because I'm on there so much with other festivals and this stuff. It's just easier for me to do the majority on Facebook, and then I'll throw something on Instagram or TikTok every now and then too. But I don't have near the following on there as I have on Facebook. So Facebook is just kind of the dominant market for me right now. Yeah. I just put out three different advertisements that you may see come up on your timeline. One talking about the Friday night bands, one talking about Saturday night bands, and one that's just got all inclusive about it.
I saw the infomercial voiced over by.
I haven't boosted that one yet. I'm going to see if they'll let me boost that. Sometimes they get picky about the music that's on there, but I mean, it's generic music. It's on there. It doesn't really belong to anybody per se, so it should be okay, but you never know. They're weird about that.
Yeah, Big Sturge voiced that over, man. He did a pretty good job on that.
Heck yeah.
That sounded awesome.
He sounded great.
Yeah. Soon as I heard it was Sturge, I took my pants off.
He did the one festival for me too, and it sounded great. People loved it. Next year you guys ought to maybe consider coming to that too for a 1-day event.
Was that the Harvested Here?
Yeah, the Harvested Here festival. It's probably the best year event I've ever had.
I would have been there, but I drug Matt's ass down to Arkadelphia, Arkansas with me. During that festival, I drove his ass to 10.5 hours in the car to go see Big Chuck's music show.
Me and Big Chuck are in discussions, so maybe we can make it.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Good.
Big Chuck puts on a great show, man.
Drag Big Poe up too.
Oh, dude, him and Big Poe.
Awesome
BJ OG that they run with. He's out of Lima, Ohio.
Right.
Maybe they can get was it 501 Bryson?
Yeah.
Tell you, dude,
he's coming to Farm to Bottle too. So
yeah, dude, they put on a good show, dude. So
well, cool.
They did.
And I think everybody will like the entertainment we got this year. So I'll start with Thursday. Thursday night's a free night. Doesn't cost anybody anything. I mean, if you stay in camp, it'll cost you, but
I'll be there setting shit up.
There's no admission to get into the event on Thursday night. It's an all tasting event, so you just be able to come in. You got to pay for the tastings because Ohio don't let us do that stuff for free. But otherwise, it doesn't cost you anything to get in the gate. So if you just want to come in and look around, you can come in and look around for free.
Yeah, a lot of us will be there setting up on Thursday. I'll be there on Thursday setting up outside, inside.
We got one guy that's going to be playing some acoustic music that night, but that's all the entertainment that there will be, and that'll all be inside the one or the two buildings there that we're going to use this year. Then,
nice. How late on Thursday does it go to? Because
we're going to go from like 3 to 10.
All right, because I got a bunch of fellers coming in. They're coming in on Thursday, and so I'm staying at their Airbnb within Thursday night, and Friday and Saturday I'll be on the campgrounds.
Good deal. Yeah, we got on Thursday night, we'll do that like about 7 hours of tasting with a 1 hour break in the middle there where everybody can just get them something to eat and whatever. And it gives all the vendors and stuff a chance to scratch and whatever. And that's one of the things we're definitely going to do this year for the festival. Now, I'm not going to do that, do shit for an hour, take an hour off, whatever that we tried to do last year. It's just going to be one break in the middle of the day. And, because we'll start tastings at probably noon on Saturday. So we'll go from noon till 5, from 5 to 6 so that people can eat. And then from 6 to about 10 on Saturday, it'll run again. So just be a 1 hour break each day where the people that are sitting at those tables doing tastings and stuff can actually get up and walk away and get them something to eat and whatnot. And, just stretch, use the bathroom, whatever they got to do. So that'll be Thursday. And Friday.
Quick question on the samples.
Uh-huh.
So last year we were buying tickets, doing that. How's this going to work this year? Is it same way, buy tickets or?
Same. You'll buy the tickets and basically I don't know. I think it'd probably be about the same pricing thing we had last year, roughly $1 per tasting.
Well, explain it to the new guys coming in so they understand, will you?
Who's allowed to give out samples? Legal distilleries?
What's that?
Who's allowed to give out samples? Legal distilleries?
They have to be somebody that has something for sale legally in Ohio.
Gotcha.
So basically somebody else bringing in moonshine or something from out of state or bourbon or whatever else can't do any of that.
Okay.
They taste all of it they want in the campground. Nobody cares out there. Do whatever you want.
Just wanted to clarify, because there was
the campgrounds is kind of like your free space,
Yeah, we get to be us. Let us be us.
That's the parking lot.
That's all we can ask for. Let us be us. Yeah. Like, dude.
Millennials that's your safe space out there is the campground.
Where do you buy your tasting tickets at? Do you get them at the gate? Do you get them online in the building?
It'll be right there at the same place when they walk in that main building. Melissa will be set up there with a table selling tickets and stuff. We're going to represent about 10 companies ourselves. So I'll have people doing pours for a few different places. And then there's still another probably 20 companies that are coming themselves, like distilleries and breweries and whatnot, that'll be there. So basically, they'll come in, they can buy the tickets. I think it's like 12 for $10. So it's basically 80 cents a tasting is about what it works out to.
Yeah. Quarter shots. I'm at little quarter shots.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
For moonshine, 2 ounce for wine, 4 ounce for beer or cider.
Shit.
It's on. It's on.
I mean, so are we doing it in the same building we was in last year?
Last year, but the other building that's right beside it that regular vendors were in last year, that'll be all tastings. So it'll be 2 buildings of tastings and moonshine stuff. Nice.
So I imagine you're gonna try to keep all the tastings together and all the shiners together as much as possible.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
As long as John Benson don't try to buy a mannequin, we're all right.
Hey. When I'm toting Bents around those campgrounds, all right, there's no telling what kind of shit Benson's going to get into. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hard telling with that fella.
Hard tell. I love Bents. Me and Bents had a good time. It sucks I had to cut my night early last year. This year, I ain't got to cut it early.
I think more people will be settled this year. Last year was just kind of none of us really knew exactly how anything was going to turn out.
We
or
did.
how we were going to go, or if we was going to piss off the town or the city or the county, or whatever.
We definitely
that.
We made the best out of the hand we was given last year, and
absolutely,
and it was amazing. So we're definitely hoping it's better this year. So, like I said, we get to be us. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't happen everywhere.
So Sunday morning, the cops pull in. I'm like, we done did something.
It was Pillbilly.
No, it was one of the Wilmington police. And he pulled in. He's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" So we had a beer, bourbon, and moonshine tasting festival. He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "You didn't know about it?" He's like, "No, I had no idea about it." Said I didn't even know anything was going on. I seen a bunch of people at the fairground. I was wondering what was going on at the fairground.
Damn, I wish I'd have been here last night. It might have been better he didn't come the night before.
True story.
You never know, but that's awesome, man. Like I said, I'm really glad. All right, so we talked about Thursday. Let's get to Friday. What's going on Friday? Who you got singing, speaking, whatever it's going on Friday?
All right, so Friday, I'll go through the bands first. We got Dragon's Eye. They're from down in the Ironton, Gallipolis area.
What time's the first band go on?
They'll go on at 5 o'clock. They'll play from 5 to 6. At 6:30, the Whitesnake tribute out of Cleveland, Ohio, called Slow and Easy. They will be on from 6:30 until 8. Then at 8:30, the Motley Crue tribute will go on. They're called The Crew. They're 75% North Carolinians and 25% Ohioan. So the singers
100% Ohioan in my blood.
The singer's from Ohio. The rest of them are from North Carolina. And then, of course, the headliner for the night was going to be Jack Russell from Great White. Of course, he retired in July, passing away in mid-August. But we're going to go ahead and have his band anyway. They've got another singer that was doing some fill-in work for him anyway, called Andrew Freeman. Andrew Freeman is the singer for a band called Last in Line. And Last in Line is basically all of the original members of Dio's band, which would be like Vivian Campbell and Jimmy Bain and what's the other one? Vinny Appice. All those guys were in Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and stuff, and they played with Dio. And when he passed away, they put together a band, and they picked Andrew Freeman to be the singer for that band to replace Dio. So he's going to be the singer for the Great White guys. We're going to do a little commemoration thing, whatever. But they're going to do all their Great White hits, but they're also going to do about a little 30-minute small set of Dio music, too. So you get a little bit of something
nice.
So, and that'll wrap up like all the entertainment for Friday. And then we go on to Saturday. Saturday's going to be a busy day. There will be a cornhole tournament that starts in the morning. The Hillbilly Olympics will be in there somewhere, too. I haven't set the exact time. I think I put noon on there, but we'll probably adjust that a little bit. We'll do the Hillbilly Olympics, and then we got I think we're going to do that Shake It contest actually on Sunday morning, if everybody's okay with that. We'll kind of take a poll and see. But I think Sunday morning will probably be when we do that one.
Are you going to do it all at once, or are you going to have it like just come throughout the weekend and do your shake, write down, get your number written down, and move on?
That might not be a bad idea, honestly. We could do that. Inside. We could do that inside the Moonshine Building. That way we don't have to take a block of time to actually do it.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Mark one up, big easy.
Hey, tell my old lady, hey, I won. I got one right.
Right. But there's a $500 first place for that, and it doesn't cost you anything to enter. So
hop in, you know what I'm saying?
Anybody can win that because
now what if people have the same number of guests? Is it a split?
Probably it depends on what proof
could,
we get that down to. If we can get it down into the tenths, I don't think we'll have that problem. It's
so we're talking tenths on the proof, not just straight.
That's kind of what we're shooting for, is to get down into the tenths. That way, if it's
it makes it a little harder.
60.3% or 60.3 proof or 120.3, whatever it is. If you use the tenths and stuff, it'll be way harder to have a tie.
I would think if there are ties, just a straight split, it's going to happen.
Yeah, if the first place, if let's say first place only had one winner, we had one person that definitely won first place, then they just get the whole $500. Then second place is going to be $250. So let's say we had 3 people there that did it. They'd all get like $84 a piece or $85 a piece, whatever it is. That's probably the best way to do it.
Fair. That's fair.
If there's some ties, then we will just divvy up the money between them. It's more about the trophy that they're going to get than anything anyway. And by the way, I got some nice trophies made for it.
But you got to put
the bragging rights.
You got to put it all out there at the beginning. That way, there's no quells or, you know what I'm saying. Nobody can have a problem because there's always a potential something.
That's right. Mounted on a wood base with a metal plaque on it will say that they won the Shake It contest. And I'm filling 3 different size jars with about half full, setting sideways like this with clear epoxy. So that's what their trophy will be, and it'll have a plaque on there, and it'll say first, second, third place. So.
Badass. Well, man, that's super awesome. We appreciate that, Dan.
The bragging rights, that alone is.
It's gonna be some 70-year-old lady. It just goes out a random number. Right. She's gonna win, and then we're all gonna feel like shit.
Somebody could just go up there and write down 3 random numbers and not shake any of them and win. But I don't think that would happen. But I mean, it's possible. But I think some people will probably.
I just bought me one of those new badass digital proof hydrometers. So
not a single soul is going to know what the proof of any of them are until it's done. Because I'm going to fill the 3 bottles with some stuff that I've got that I know the beginning proof, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water to some and maybe none to the other one, or a little bit to the other one, just enough to change the proof enough to where I don't know what it is either, because I don't want to know. I just want it to be fair. And, I think the best way to do it is just to pour a little bit, take 3 different amounts and pour it into each one of them and, dilute them all to a certain extent and let it
and roll. You're damn right. So, all right, well, we've had everybody on long enough. Dan, we appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I could sit here and talk all night, especially we start talking about last year. I got good stories, and so this year we're gonna have even better stories.
We'll make new stories. Let me finish up the Saturday stuff real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't forget. Yeah, we're good. Get with Saturday. Get with Sunday. Do your thing. We ain't gotta get out here yet.
Yep. So for Saturday, the list of bands is gonna be Lowdown Revival. Sean Poole with Bucking Crazy. That's a country act. Lowdown Revival is bluegrass. We got Wreaking Havoc, 7 Stones, and The Edge. That's going to be on one stage. And then on the stage that's going to be out on the track that night, we got Menace, Rich Regal, Charlie Bonnet from, he used to be with Moccasin Creek, now out on his own, doing his own thing. We got Texas Hippie Coalition and the Moonshine Bandits. So, pretty good lineup of music on Saturday. Sunday, we got, and plus all the contests that we talked about earlier.
Well, I know last year, fucking Saturday, that bands and parties went on after midnight.
Oh yeah,
it was rolling. Like my Airbnb went a mile away, and I'm just outside. Like, damn, it's still rolling. Right. I'd still be there. It's too far to walk. Yeah. I'm going to bed.
Then Sunday morning when we get up, we'll start figuring out who won that Shake It contest. And then I'm going to have one band that's local called Stories of Rock. They'll be doing some classic rock stuff. I may see if I can get the Lowdown Revival guys to actually do bluegrass on Sunday instead of Saturday, which I think would fit in a little bit better. And I might even get the other guy, that Sean Poole, see if he'll swap over to Sunday as well. But we'll have some music then. I've got a Viking village that's going to be there, and it's kind of more focused on Viking farming. If they can get enough people together for it, they're going to have a small Viking fight that day too. and then
Shit.
Nice.
Matt
the car and
volunteered.
bike show will be
No.
so.
Matt volunteered to put on one of their outfits. So
Absolutely.
they don't have nothing that fits me, so I'm out.
What's that fetish thing you've got again, ain't it?
So.
I do a car and bike show that day too, and then we'll try and wrap everything up and be done by 6, 7 o'clock in the evening that day. So
Nice.
it won't run real late.
It sounds like a blast. Yeah, I'll be there Sunday packing up, hitting up the last food truck. You know, I'm sure Phil Billy be eating his 800th fried cheese on a stick of the weekend.
Right.
And I said we're gonna have such a great time, man. I've really been looking forward to this. I tell you, after going, like, you know, I've been a few this year. I went to New Straitsville, very, very disappointing. I went to Beattyville, amazing festival. Donnie and Teresa put on an amazing festival every year.
Right.
It was only a 1 year thing this year, a 1 day thing this year. And then, you know, we went to the Jam, very disappointing the way that they treated us at the Jam. Didn't, you know, like the state didn't let us be us inside the gates. But out in the parking lot, you was allowed to do whatever the hell you wanted. And I just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Dude, we had a block party in the Comfort Inn parking lot, and they let us do whatever we wanted. We were doing whatever we wanted. Right. But inside the gates, man, you couldn't breathe the word moonshine or grain.
I don't know why. I don't know why they got such a lock hold on it.
I don't know, but we had a great time, and it was so much better afterwards because we got to just hang out and be us.
Well, we're gonna have a great time at this event. Y'all hang out.
Right.
I'm the one that gets to make the rules right now. So unless somebody comes down with like the hammer of Thor on me,
well, if you got any rule breakers, man, you just come to a few of us and we'll take care of them for you. There's enough big fellers that we ain't gonna stand for no bullshit. So.
Well, there's certain things that we can't do there, and one of the things that I will request that people do, even though Ohio is a recreational legal thing, the Fair Board still holds some reservations on that. They would prefer people not be walking around in there smoking any pot or anything that even resembles that or smells it. Do whatever you want in the campground. Don't really care there, but inside their buildings and stuff, we had people smoking pot in the building last year. And some people on that fair board did not care for that whatsoever. I don't want to make them mad because they've been gracious enough to let me use the fairground there. So
I mean,
I make them
you're
mad.
not allowed to smoke. You're not allowed to smoke anything inside buildings in Ohio. That's just the way it is.
Exactly.
And it doesn't change because marijuana is legal. Cigarettes been legal for a long time, and we kicked that shit out of buildings a while ago. So it don't change. Be smart. You gotta smoke your weed. Step outside, or get you a vape pen. Don't nobody what you're smoking on anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Just be respectful of what the fairgrounds there want. Like I said, they're super nice about it. They always give me a great deal on the fairgrounds and stuff. And we want to keep that relationship going with them because it'd be hard to have this somewhere that wasn't a fairground. So,
yeah, we need to be respectful to you. So, rules are rules.
That too.
We need to follow it. We can keep this going.
There'll be about 5 basic, simple rules for people to follow. And, you know, as long as people stay within that, I don't believe in having 10,001 rules. And I don't want to
we're adults, man. We're adults. Act like a fucking adult. Can't act like an adult. Stay at home with the kids.
Absolutely.
All right. So the biggest question I have, everybody's question is, what time does Silcott take the stage and address, and what day is this happening? We got to know this. Like, what day and time we're setting up cameras, we're fucking live streaming. The
biggest day is Saturday, and I'm gonna say probably in between there's gonna be bands under that place where we had them at last year,
right outside.
So the bands underneath of that part. When they finish, we'll probably do it right there on the stage. It's going to be underneath that building. Probably do it.
Perfect. I propose a slow dance with Uncle Joey.
Uncle Joey and Silcott.
Leading Silcott in a nice slow dance.
Slow dance to Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing.
Yep. I think they should dance to the Ohio State football theme.
Well, now you'd have to. Michigan won. You'd have to play. We can't do that. So that's out of question. I still think
Make them dance to the Michigan football theme. I don't
No,
care.
no, we don't want to hear that. That's too heartbreaking for us there. I want to hear them dance to "Time of My Life" from Dirty Dancing. That's what they need to dance to. And at the end of it, Uncle Joey has to hold "So Caught Up in the Air."
Oh, please.
With his dress on.
That's right.
Yep. That's part of it.
Dancing at the end. Hey, I asked the questions everybody wants to know the answers to. That's why I'm here. So, but all right, Dan, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate y'all hanging out.
One other thing, time throughout the weekend, actually probably a couple different times, get Big Sturge up there singing a few of his songs too. So we're gonna give him a little spot again.
Nice. Everybody boo Sturge when he's up there. Love giving Sturge shit. So yeah, you damn right, Gordon. You already know what I was talking about. The running lift, time of my life. I had the time of my life.
No, wait a minute. Right, we got to think this through, though.
I don't care. I ain't up there. Ain't my back.
Got going to be wearing under that dress and something fly up.
Hey, man.
We're all in therapy together.
Or maybe drop down. You never know.
Hey, there's enough liquor there, and anybody going. We ain't gonna remember anyway. So, but yeah. Thanks again, Dan. Y'all go check out Farm to Bottle, Facebook, everywhere. We're going to be Wilmington, Ohio, at the Clinton County Fairgrounds, September 19th through 22nd. We're going to have a blast. I bet there's going to be 40 or 50 shiners there. There's going to be everybody, distilleries. I don't want to say illegal guys, but, little outlaw guys, farmers. Hell, even Ben's is going to be there, man. So just don't turn your back on Ben.
I don't know if Ben's got his. I don't know if his stuff came through yet or not. If it was, it'd be great if he could sell or let people taste some of his stuff there. But
I've had it, man. It all tastes like corn, anyways. Shout out to Ben's, boy. No, I hope I would love if he had it open. So I know when he has it open, when he gets open, we're all going down for his distillery release. Oh, yeah. Just do not stay at that dude's hotel when he offers you a room. Just drive home.
One other thing. After all this is said and done, sometime in mid-October, I don't know what everybody's schedule is, but I'm going to do a day where we can all come out here to my place too and just hang out, and I'll get a band and stuff and play. And nice. I've got a couple camper hookups here at my place if somebody wants to come stay in a camper, and just leveled out all the dirt that I'd had hauled in here over the last couple of months today, and got the pond redug out and put a liner in it, so I'll have about a 30-foot by 30-foot pond, and so
nice.
It'd be a nice little thing, and we can get some people together. And
I know October's set up. The first weekend of October is Prohibition Festival.
Yeah.
The second weekend is the Moonshiners Ball. The third weekend is my party here, which you're more than welcome to come to, Dan, on that Saturday the 19th.
Gotcha.
About 7:30, we're going to get together, hang out at my place, have a fire and food and drinks.
Yeah, there's extracurriculars already getting planned around that one.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, you're more welcome to do that. So I think after that, except for
we might
Halloween weekend.
Let's shoot for the first weekend in November then. How's that?
Yeah, it might be all right.
I got a big ass place for a big ass bonfire and stuff if it gets a little cold, but hell, around here the last few years, first part of November still been in the 60s and 70s. So
ain't no Southern boys coming up for that though. Let's be for real. Not in November. Hey, are you going to be at the Jeep Jam next weekend?
Well, where at?
It's in Wilmington. Yeah, I believe so.
I don't know if I will or not. Not really sure what my weekend looks like next week.
Nice.
That looks like.
Yeah, I think me and my brother are rolling down there for that. So I was just wondering if you'll be there. If you are, hopefully I'll see you. So
I used to do the entertainment for them for about 3 years.
Okay.
We had Holly Hatchet there and Moccasin Creek Farm 1 year. We had the Lax there 1 year. Confederate Railroad once. So I used to do their stuff. The day moved. That's how we ended up getting a weekend there at the fairgrounds anyway, because it was the weekend they used to do the Jeep Jam. So I was able. That's kind of how I was able to get that, because the Jeep Jam moved out. So
nice. Yeah, I think we're going to drive down, go through the little obstacle course, get muddy.
The Muddy Buddy guys are nice, good dudes.
Yeah, it's a good time. So, all right. Well, we'll let you get out of here, man. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for listening. If you didn't catch us live, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can always watch the live later on YouTube. We are going to be back on Monday night with old Chris Conrad from Bad Motivator Barrels. Really looking forward to hearing what he has to talk about. That new, I'm gonna call it a revolutionary product. It's pretty awesome. So you guys come back Monday. We'll be here at 10 Eastern. Y'all come, and I will definitely see y'all at Farm to Bottle. September 19th through the 22nd. So y'all take care. We love all y'all. Have a great night. Everybody shine on.
Shine on.